So do you
That's
like,
why I called.
hello and welcome to my live. Me and Tom are here tonight. It's Tuesday, 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us. Um, we have topics for tonight. I haven't discussed it yet. Let me check on YouTube. What did I do here? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
just I did that first week or two. It's like, oh, that's YouTube, not YouTube.
hold on, I can't hear you. I want to turn up my volume. My volume is all the way up. Why am I
No,
having troubles hearing you?
let me
Oops.
go. Let me go to settings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into your mic settings. You're all the way up.
I just turned
Uh,
myself up a little bit. Is that better?
no, do it again. Do it some more. Hi,
Is that
Kimberly.
better? Can you hear me?
Maybe it's
Let me
maybe
change to a
it's
different
me.
microphone.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn my fan down. We turned our heat off. I turned the heat off about an hour or two
How about
ago,
this
so I wasn't
one?
sure. Hmm?
Is this better?
No.
No.
Is something in front of your speakers?
No. Is that better?
Hmm. I don't know. It'll be okay.
I think that's my best speaker right there, my microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. Now let me play with this a little bit here. I had, you play with this and then when you come on, it's different, you know?
Yeah, and I've never had
um,
issues before. Yeah, I got my StreamYard setting all the way up.
I want to go back to that broader, broad Joanne. Oh, hey, Joanne.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Hello.
That's my girlfriend, Joanne. She's something near Beekeeper.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Let's say hello to Kimberly and Rick.
Yes. Okay. I wanted to tell everybody too, Kimberly, specifically, I sent out the lanternfly honey yesterday. So, do you see my
That's,
background? Can you see
yeah,
my
I see that.
background?
That's nice. Yellow one
Isn't it
and
cool? Joanne, remember these
I
things that
do.
I got? I
I
painted
do.
them orange and then one's yellow, but I'm trying to get a broader, like I'm trying to make the screen like further away so you can see all that, and I'm gonna do more, but yeah, it's exciting. I'm creating like a studio.
Awesome. I'm so
I
happy for
know.
you. That's really exciting.
did
So
somebody
what's up with
make
your
this
bees,
for you?
Joanne?
What's
Oh,
that now?
sorry, Tom.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Somebody.
Somebody. I don't know. I'm happy for you, Nancy. You look good.
Can you get closer to your speaker and tell us about your bees? What are you seeing? What are you seeing in your colonies this week? What did you do? What are you
Um,
worried about?
I'm not worried
All of
about
it.
anything. I just need new covers because my covers are bowed and there's so many yellow jackets back there trying to rob. So
Ooh.
I'm probably going to come and see you this week and get a couple of new covers. But
What?
everything looks good. I went into my colonies today and they're healthy and busy and packed, and so far so good with the transition of taking off the honey supers. Now I feel like I should have left them on a little bit longer, but like you said, I got to know my own yard, and I have to
Yeah.
make mistakes, and that's the only way
I
I'm
know,
really.
as much as that sucks, as much as it sucks, you have to, and the only way, is to get out and do, and then either realize, oh crap, maybe that wasn't the right thing, and I'll do something different, but yeah.
Yeah, and so I'll learn. It just seems very, I'm already feeding and a lot. They're going through a lot, so all is well. They look good inside. So so far so good. We'll see what happens. Every time you go in there, there's something different, but they look healthy.
That's the best. That's the most important part.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeding also. I just put 2 gallons in all my hives today. I
Well,
bucket feed
yeah, that
and
makes
top.
sense.
So
So yeah.
I think I've done 800 pounds of sugar already this year
Well,
in all my hives.
well.
800.
Yeah. And I got 10
I
pounds
don't
left.
I don't know what I put on mine already. My local grocery store was changing their supplier, like their store, what's that called? Their generic supplier. And they were changing, so they were trying to get rid of a whole skid of sugar. So I was just buying 4 pound, it was 40 cents a pound. I was buying 4 pound packs, just like a whole cake, like 10 of them at a clip when I went in. And I didn't remember how many I bought. So I've just been feeding and feeding. And then I got, recently I got 8 buckets of Pro Sweet ready to go. So I'm gonna start putting Pro Sweet on.
Okay. One of my beekeepers on the east side of town said one of his yards, he's got a few hundred hives. I don't know how many yards he has. And he said one of them's a goldenrod starting to bloom. I looked at mine. I think I still got another week to 2 weeks. So that's how much
Yeah,
it can
goldenrod.
change.
Right.
He probably has some of his by the Little Miami River, and just that river can change the season a week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some
Well,
goldenrod here that popped this past week, but
Me too.
whatever the goldenrod is in my yard, the bees don't work it. Like they might go over and nooch around a little bit, but they don't. It doesn't. I don't have a fall flow here.
yeah, typically I don't, but it's usually too dry. But we've had our first week, 10 days, with no rain this whole year. The most we've ever gone was 4 days. Now we've gone like 9 days without rain.
Wow. Hi, Philip.
Hey, Philip. So it's like, I wouldn't say it's dry, but it's starting to get a little dry.
Yeah, we got rain. Um, but just a little bit. When did we get? We got rain like two nights.
Last week.
Just a little.
Yeah, the tail end of Aaron. We got when Hurricane
Yes,
Aaron last week.
that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm out in the southwest Ohio, Joanne. So a little bit south and a little bit west. And we're setting records. Yeah, today and tomorrow morning and tomorrow we're supposed to set over 100-year-old records. Not being hot, being cold.
Right. It's definitely chilly at night.
Yeah, we got down to
Hi, Tom.
50.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. I think we got down to 52, and we only got a high of 74 today, and the record was 75. So we had a high-low record.
How about that?
The same thing's
Sarah.
supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yes, Philip, I'm trying to get like a studio set up here. I'm working on lights and just trying to get a space because I didn't have a space to do my lives before. I was just doing them in the living room. And I have this space, this room available, so I'm gonna do it up.
Yeah, I have to buy some more sugar. I still got 7 more hives to feed, put sugar on, and I got 4 more on my property, and I got 4 more to do on another property. So still need another 100 pounds.
Trying to look at my little book here on where Sarah from Happy Hives. I don't have you in my book, Sarah. Where are you? Where are you look?
She is about 30 miles west of me, dead west of me in Indiana.
All right, hold on, Sarah.
US 50. She's about a 40-minute drive. 40-minute,
where did you?
45-minute drive, or an hour, a little over an hour drive, somewhere in that ballpark.
What state? Oh, Indiana. There you go. Okay.
Indiana. Yeah, she's dead south. Yeah, she's just west of me a little bit.
Cool.
I forget what town it is. I'd have to look it up.
Philip down in Texas. We have Mike is from. It's fun to see where everyone's from when we're on. I have a list. Vermont. Mike is from Vermont.
Yeah,
Indiana,
Columbus.
Vermont, Texas. Who else is on? Collector Rick is from. I can't believe I don't have these memorized. Oh my gosh.
I don't know Collector's Rick.
He's been on a while now. Collector Rick, where are you from again? Yeah,
Kimberly's
Kimberly's from
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta rewrite this book. This is my original list from February. I didn't even have Kimberly. Kimberly, I always want to call you Kimmy for some reason. I don't know. I guess I knew Kimmy's in the past, but I see you're in as Kimberly, so I try to respect that.
One of these days, I'm going to meet Sarah and take a little road trip west. But I don't know when.
Cool.
Beautiful drive. Just take US 50 straight across to Indiana.
Collector Rick, where are you from? What state are you in? Is what we're asking.
Yeah, Amherst, Ohio.
Keeping bees with a smile.
I thought he was in the same state as me. I couldn't remember.
Amherst, Ohio. Oh, your family still calls you Kimmy. Yeah.
He's up way north of me.
Oh, Sarah's got 22. I think I'm at 17 colonies. I might be 18. It's a nice, manageable number. I really want to stay under 20 and under. I just think that I've outgrown. I think I had 53 at the highest point. But I don't have forage for 53, so I think I can do comfortably here about 20 colonies. So I'd like to stay. I'd like to stay at 20.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit too many right now. I think I have 45. I just had 3 of my summer solstice splits get robbed out this week on Sunday. So I got them shut down right now. Not letting them out. I'm going to open them up tomorrow.
I didn't do summer solstice. I
And
didn't get
I'm
to do
going
it
to
this
check.
year.
Yeah, I'm going to check, see if I still got a queen in them. So Don't know. I'll find out tomorrow.
I was in I had made a video. I know my videos stink, but I'm running like I'm doing them on I'm doing them on a tablet that doesn't have it's just like a cheapie for me to watch, Netflix and YouTube on and stuff like that. And that's what I'm using. My next purchase is going to be a mic. I did buy a camera since last week. Remember last week I was fuzzy? We were
Yes.
challenging everybody to drink enough beer to make Tom fuzzy too, but they were saying that that wasn't possible. So, but I was really fuzzy, so I went today and got a camera from Walmart. It's like $40, but that inspired me to get a room together and all of that. So,
Right.
but I do need to get like I want to get one of those fuzzy caterpillar mics. But anyway, I want to talk about my colony. So I got into the little one I put into a 5 frame. I had it in an 8 frame and they just kept wanting to requeen. It was a package I had dropped in spring and they just were never happy with the queen. And then I killed a queen, putting her above a queen excluder for formic, which is wrong. Don't ever do that. And then this is their second queen after the formic disaster. So it wasn't formic. I want to make sure that that's understood. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Darren. Son.
Hey, Lee and Darren. I
Lee,
gotta put
look,
my hat
we
on
got a
just
cat.
for Lee. There you
Oh,
go.
nice. Oh yeah, your hat. I was gonna get one of those hats.
There you go.
But anyway, so with this 8 frame, I just couldn't get them requeened, so I put them into a 5 frame. And they have a really nice queen cell going on. So I don't know. It's almost too late, but what are you gonna do? You need to let them just do their thing, and then if it works out, it works out. But so I did go through that one in the video, and then I did pop into another one that got to thinking about that one. I know Philip commented on. I'm wondering if I should put another medium on that second video I did of the deep, and I mean she had that medium box number 1 laid up, and she had a nice pattern in the deep as box number 2. I'm wondering if I should put another medium on there for winter stores. I don't know what to do about that. If anybody has any opinions on that, let me know.
I I don't think I would, Nancy, because the
I know.
bees are going to be they're going to be really shutting down with this cooler weather. So once the brood from
Yeah,
the last few weeks, they're not, they should start backfilling the top medium
yeah,
once they all
yeah.
come out.
It wasn't my initial thought when I was going through the colony. I didn't think to do that. It's after I sat back and thought about it over the night. So I probably shouldn't do it, right? Because when you think too much about it, you sometimes end up doing the wrong thing too.
Yeah, I got all mine down in double deeps now, every hive. Just
I don't.
to get that's the winter setup.
Hi, Dan. Dan Weaver. Hello, Dan. No, Philip, I do not have a fall flow here.
Hey, Dan.
I do
Just
not have a
checking in
fall flow. Never
spaghetti.
have.
Okay. I had breakfast for dinner.
What? Oh, breakfast for dinner. Where,
Yeah, I had an
Dan, where are
omelet.
you from? Dan Weaver, where are you from?
He-
So Philip,
he-
what do you think now that what do you think? So I was feeding him syrup. I fed him was feeding a really thin syrup. 2 supers. There we go. I'm using 2 supers at least for
I fed about Not a little less than 1 to 1 today. Since it's still only end of August, we still got September. So I usually wait till October for 2 to 1 for emergency feeding if a hive still needs it. Typically, in my area, we usually get our first frost about the third week of October, end of October.
So, Philip, when you say 2 supers, are you saying for stores to get you through winter? Oh, wow, you're a PA, Dan.
Yeah,
So, Little Washington. Huh. Never heard of it.
yeah, but he's in Texas. It's totally different down there.
Yeah, but so they're well. So what you were saying, Tom, is about they're gonna have they don't have many stores. They have about 2 inches around the top deep, the top of this box number 2. But when they emerge out, I think they'll backfill. I'll have what's it, Pro Suite on by then.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeding right now, Nancy, because the hives. I mean, I didn't get much honey this year because of all the rain, and they never had honey this year, so I'm feeding them heavy just to get some honey, some sugar honey in them.
Philip, can you see my screen? Can you see the screen?
That's his honey, isn't it?
Yeah. This is Philip. I put the bees in it, but
Looks
it's a
good.
pretty setup. He sells these at market. Richland,
Hey, Bill.
Capel, Texas, Richland, Texas, and Capel, Texas. One's a dark honey though. Don't care. I'm not a fall the dark honey person. So I mean, the honey's great. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I just got my bee yard background. That's an old picture too. I have to update it. I'll take a picture September 1st.
Oh yeah, you were running every month. You take a new picture.
Right.
Hi, Bill. Lucky Lee. Lucky Bill Lee.
Yeah. We got Bill Lee and we got Mr. Lee.
Kimberly gets a fall flow.
All right, Dan.
So I want to start
Washington,
doing a
PA.
little more. I'm going to start doing a little more question and answer on here, because I want to just try to get new people in and do a little more question and answer. So if you do have a question, put it in all caps. And then I also created a new email.
Yeah. So there's 3 hives, there's 3 6 framers that were getting robbed out. I closed them up and then I shut the entrances way down on the ones next to them. And they went away in a couple hours
Mm-hmm.
by the end of the day. Sarah, Nancy, do you sew?
Hold on. Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on.
Mark Miller.
Mark!
Mr. Mark's on.
Mark!
He's probably out feeding his farm.
All right, I'm coming back. I had to go into another. Mark Miller! Sewing with Nancy keeps. Oh, I wonder if sewing with Nancy keeps bees. Why? Huh. Wonder why. Why would you think?
I
I have
don't
a
know.
sewing machine. I know how to sew like straight lines, but I can sew simple stuff, nothing complicated. So, Mark, what are you doing with your colonies? Joanne, can you see the comments? This is Philip. Joanne is
Yeah.
being held against your will. Is Joanne being held against your will? Joanne, blink 3 times if you need.
It's just listening.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to look up to see if
Sarah,
sewing with
Sarah's
Nancy.
got goldenrod blooming. I'm surprised because none of mine's blooming in my yard yet. The early goldenrod did a couple weeks ago, but not the common goldenrod, whatever you call it. I think there's 7 species of goldenrod. In fact, I got a lot of goldenrod coming up this year. I just checked it out today. Whole field of it, which is good. So
I'm
I
on.
looked up on ironweed, and they said for pollen it's a 2 out of 5, and for honey it's 3 out of 5. So it's better for nectar versus pollen ironweed. You lost Joanne.
We
Oh,
lost Joanne.
she just
I
stepped
just looked
away.
up sewing with Nancy, and it doesn't look like she's a beekeeper. Okay, so tomorrow, Mark. Tomorrow, testing, putting a pataformic on and sugar sweetened traps got 85 to get done. Ah,
Wow.
okay. A pataformic Swiffer sheet. And so, you know what? I got, I have my hives down in Fort Washington are loaded, so I ended up pulling some pollen patty out. I have because it's in the freezer, so I pulled it out, and then I wanted to get my I don't know what it's called, these little caplets. They're
Oh,
little
I can't.
for roaches, I believe. I forget what the term is. Hi, Pennsylvania.
Can
Um,
you?
and I wanted to mix that up and put that in the colonies down there, but I can't find the little roach stuff I had. I mean, I should just go pick up another box at Walmart, but I know I had it somewhere. I wanted to hi Keith.
Hey,
Keith
Keith.
Spillman's on.
And
So,
Pensy Tucky's here.
yeah.
Dan Reaver had a question.
Yes. So I
Where did
did
you?
learn more about bald brood. I
Yeah.
wasn't familiar with the term bald brood because I just didn't. I don't know.
Found.
I didn't know what bald brood was. I thought it was just cells that weren't capped yet. But it's they talked about the bald brood being when they take the caps off to check for disease. The bees are it's part of their cleansing out. And I'm going to actually pull up the official terminology here. Tom, do you know how to do that? Can you open a tab and type in bold brood and then share it? Can you do that?
I think so. Yeah. Well, what when we look up bald bird?
Bald brood, yeah. Some scientific stuff like anything from Better Bee or Bob Binney or somebody that we know, what we're familiar with.
Here's
Um,
here's UMDB lab.
oh, Kimberly, definitely after the fall flow. double deep. So Kimberly's saying I have double deeps. I have double deep hives and I want to make them a single. When should I change? Well, there's probably some conversation about that, Kimberly. You want to get her to stop laying. Like, so why do you, okay, first off, why do you want to go into singles? And if they're utilizing double deeps, i.e. the queen's laying in both boxes, I would be hesitant to try to force them into one. You can. You could force her down with a queen excluder, emerge all that brood up top, and then pull that deep off. But it's a slippery slope there for them to come back and, well, I don't know. What do other people think about this?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of single brood management, and about early August, I would force all the bees down into one box.
Yeah.
They'd be packed. But by fall, they would not be packed. But that's a lot of work. And I decided, with all the hives I got, I'm going back to double deeps.
Yeah, I'm curious, Kimberly, why you want to do that, or what, like, so for an example, up here in I'm north of Philadelphia, southeast Pennsylvania, and I cannot run double deeps here. I very rarely can I ever winter in double deeps. It's just too much room. My colonies tend to be smaller. I don't know if it's the genetics, but I don't ever have boiling over bees. I have healthy colonies and I overwinter like mostly 100%, but my colonies don't overflow. Like they keep it tight and small. So I really struggle to keep double deeps here. I do a deep and a medium, so like 1.5.
I
And
I went back to double deeps versus single deep over winter because I
mhm.
noticed the survival rate was about the same. I didn't see any difference on that. But I noticed is my single broods were smaller than my double deep brood going into the late winter into spring. So it took them one more brood cycle to catch up to the double deeps, which sometimes missed the first couple weeks of the flow because they had the first brood cycle in March, or February to March, the big one in March, and the second one in April, and then by April the flow's going, and they missed a little bit of the maple flow. So I'm going back to doubles just to get that early start.
So I got something
What
here from
source? Um, I looked it up. I googled it, and it was some science university. Oh shoot, I can't tell you off the top of my head. I looked it up. I looked up ironweed. I'd have to look it up.
you're supposed to be looking at bulb brood.
So, but yeah, I did a search
Um,
on ironweed, and there was it was some lab. I can't remember what lab it was.
Ravenshire. Hi, Ravenshire. There's people slipping in, Tom. We're missing them.
Well, I'm Ravenshire. Yeah,
So there was something came through. I'm trying to only pay attention to the caps because if I stop to read everything, it hinders the flow of the live. So Tom's looking up bulb brood. We'll share that on the screen and get a little bit more scientific on that end there and see what's being said about that. Then there was a mention about Africanized bees. So I will share what I know about Africanized bees, and we can also pull the map up for that. But so what I know about Africanized bees is they on the east coast of the country, I should have a map. I'm going to get a map for this room. But you see them come up into North Carolina, South Carolina, and then as the weather, we start going into fall, they go back down to Florida. They come up, and they come down, they come up. Now they are Africanized. All of Arizona is Africanized, and they do have Africanized traits down below. Philip probably can talk about that in Texas. Anybody, Mark Miller can address that. He's in Alabama. And then some Louisiana guys come on and they can talk about. But in Pennsylvania here, it's usually new beekeepers that say, oh, I got a hot hive, and they send bees to Beltsville to get tested, and they don't come back with the genetics. Do we maybe get some of the genetics, the Africanized genetics here in August, July and August, things that come up from packages? Probably. Do they make it through winter? Probably not. Now, I also heard an old timer talk about this, and I can never get this official. I can't get the official read on it, but heard an old timer say that Africanized bees cannot live more than 60 days under 60 degrees. Right? So where I live in Northeast Pennsylvania, Southeast Pennsylvania, northeast of the country, we have more than 60 days below 60 degrees. So if there are any Africanized traits, anything leaks up through the summer, it's all going to die off.
Yeah. Ravenshire, are you feeding them?
Let's read the question, Tom.
He wants to know he's got 4 frames of bees and a 10 frame deep, and every time I try to feed them, they get robbed. Yeah, so he's feeding them.
Oh,
4
entrance. What
frames
kind of
and 10
entrance?
frames. How large is your opening? I mean, I'd only have probably 3/8 to
4 frames of bees
half-inch
in a 10
opening.
frame. They're too small. Put them in a 5 frame. They can't defend it. They can't defend their 4 frames of bees in a 10 frame. There's your problem.
Yeah, that's a problem
too. They cannot defend.
Too.
Drop them down into a 5 frame and reduce their entrance. That they can't get ahead. There's not enough workforce, army. They don't have a big enough army to defend themselves.
And that's another thing. I usually, if I do a split, like a 4 frame split, I'll wait a couple days before I feed them, because they need to get organized in their hive and get their guard bees out there. And if you feed them right after you do it, they're not ready to protect it. So I'll give them a day, second to third day. Like I said, like Nancy said, I'd have them a 5 frame nuke. I'd have the entrance as small as I can make it so they can guard it with just a couple bees. And if you're pulling all nurse bees, if your 4 frames got a lot of nurse bees in it, there won't be any guard bees. And that could be an issue.
Yeah.
And some of the older nurse bees were transformed to guard bees.
Where is Ravenshire located? Because if we can know where people are, it kind of helps out a little bit. Yeah, Pennsylvania's got a point there. You can add to it, but Pennsylvania, that's a tricky. You got to be experienced there, because if you start taking from Peter to pay Paul, and Peter doesn't have enough, you're going to lose Peter too. I get that, Pennsylvania.
1 inch is still pretty big. I'd cut that down to 3/8 to a 1/2 inch at most.
Yeah.
Especially if you're feeding them.
So 3/8
Yeah,
inches is my pinky. So you want to you want their entrance to be where you can, I mean, a man's pinky is probably gonna be a little bit, if you can get your pinky in that entrance, it's too big.
yeah, yeah. You need to have it where they can guard it with just one or two bees, especially the first couple weeks. And
Yeah, and he's down there, he
don't
said
put any hive
Tennessee.
alive or anything like that in the feeder either, because bees will smell that and go nuts over it. Just feed them straight thin sugar water, 0.5, 0.6 to 1. So you don't have that strong smell. Also, are you feeding them how are you feeding the bees? Is it frame feeder, bucket feeder, or one of those ones that sit in front of the hives?
Inside. He's inside.
Inside.
He's
Okay.
inside frame feeder.
That should be all right. Yeah, I pulled it up, some chalk brewed up too, but we were busy talking all these other questions.
So this is
Bulb brood, I mean.
yeah, this is an example of bulb brood. I'm gonna make it bigger here. Here's an example of bulb brood. Here's another example.
The only problem with that is, Nancy, the new VHS traits is uncapping larvae.
Yeah, so I don't
Big.
know why anybody would, I don't know why anybody would say this is a problem. Like, I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's something. So I looked through here and there's nobody that we really know that talks about it. Like, I don't know who these people are on you can see on the screen here. I'm not seeing any name. Oh, Oregon State U, maybe. University of, no, National Bee Unit. I don't know who National Bee Unit is to say they
Right.
know UMB. Who's
All right.
UMB? Ah,
I'll
so
post
what are they
this.
saying?
I just
Oh, Eric Malcolm. Okay. This is a name we know and respect here, Eric Malcolm, for sure. So
yeah,
let's see what
that's
he's
that's
saying
the
here.
site I have up. Right here it says wax moth larvae. Second paragraph.
Yeah.
Wax moth
These,
larvae can move through the brood comb just underneath the cap, just
oh,
below the brood capping. But
oh.
my question is, how do they know they're uncapping it because of that, or if it's a VHS uncapping?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And small. So they're talking about wax moths and small hive beetles, but did they mention mites here? Well,
This
Nana
is
calls for alarm. The sign may the sign does suggest the colony may be weak. Okay.
yeah. I was just gonna say if they got wax moths in there, well, it's a dying hive anyway. It's got issues.
So here, everybody see this? If you see something like this on one of your frames, try gently tapping the frame with your hive tool to see if one of the little buggers pop out.
Yeah.
Okay. All brew calls me up, up. Like cold nights where the bees could not actually keep this area warm. Okay, so bulb brew 2 here, if he's talking about cold nights, this might be the start of cannibalization. Bees will cannibalize young larvae, they'll cannibalize drones in a heartbeat. If they come under threat where they can know that they cannot support their colony, they will cannibalize. Now, does he talk about that here?
Yeah, I guess that's what they do. Yeah,
So the
yeah,
other thing, in early morning, if you're able to get out in your colonies at sunrise, sometimes you're going to see evidence of chalk brood where they're pulling out. And this, if they remove these pupae and you see them on the front porch in the early morning, it could look like chalk brood.
yeah,
Also visible are several brood areas where both the cappings and the pupae are missing after the pupae have been removed or cannibalized. Okay, he does talk about cannibalization here.
yeah, right. The last part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dan Weaver said there'll be more in a linear line versus VHS sporadic uncapping. So there is
So
a linear line kind of at some of it.
yeah, that's probably why. I mean, that could be part of the reason on why we don't talk too much about bulb brood. Like I've been seeing a lot of it on Facebook, and I thought we don't really like what's all this talk about bulb brood? Like it could be a million different things.
Yeah,
I don't think yeah. Uh, but anyway, that's that.
yeah.
What happened here? What happened here? Where are we,
You gotta
Tom?
you gotta close your presentation and then click back on screens probably.
I did. I am. I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to do this. Oh, there's me. There's you.
Yeah, you have to go to two screens, two people.
There we go.
There you
Whoop,
go.
whoop.
Rick
All
Sauer
right.
did say his first time he was feeding, he had Hive Alive in it. And I do not use Hive Alive when I'm feeding my bees because it causes havoc in the yard, bee yard. It's got the lemongrass in it, and the bees they smell from miles away. Seems like it, and it's probably in your frame feeder. So I'd wash it out really good, get all that smell out. I learned my lesson a few years ago with Hive Alive. I'll put it in my patties. That's for winter time. In early spring. That's the only time I use Hive Alive.
Pennsylvania had an interesting. I don't know if there's science behind what he's
I don't
saying
have my
here.
comments anymore. You got rid of comments, didn't you?
Nope. You. That's on your end. You click on the comments. Oh, and we didn't share this to your channel. We have to share this to your channel. Pennsylvania says, looks like uncapping to change humidity level to fight varroa. Very interesting comment. I know, Tom, that speaks to your theory a little bit.
Oh, I don't even know how I checked that. Yeah. Strong hives is the biggest key. Healthy,
Oh
strong
yeah.
hives.
But something else came up when we were talking there. We touched on something else back with that bulb brood, and I forget what it was now.
Linear lines. Dan
Hi,
mentioned
David
that.
Hoskins.
Hey, David.
Oh, where's DC? Somebody sent out an APB. Where is DC?
Yeah, he's not on yet. He's probably eating. He's on the West Coast, like Todd. So
He never sleeps. He never
he'll hop
eats.
on. He'll hop on next hour. Being this
um,
early, it's hard to get the West Coast people.
Washington. Evening, Tom. Hi, Barnhill. I was
Yeah,
looking where
Barnhill,
David Hoskins is from. David Hoskins, where do you hail from?
he's been on
There's
before.
Barnhill. Hi, Barnhill. Oh, real quick, some admin. So I'm working on getting some special speakers. One that has agreed to come on is NTN Tarnoff. Etienne is a guy I met down at the expo a couple years ago, 4 years ago now already. Etienne has 60, he runs a 60th parallel in the Yukon. He does a lot of scientific studies on humidity and CO2. A lot of what
Ooh,
we learn,
yeah.
a lot of what we know about winterizing these, newly scientific studies, Entia Taranoff. So he's going to come on some night with us, maybe in October. And I think he's going to be at the expo again. He usually is a special speaker at the expo. So real nice guy there. I have on the list to come talk to us is a woman that is a honey judge, and she's going to be a judge down at the expo, and she's going to come on and talk to us. And I'd like to schedule her, like, when do you guys get ready for the honey show? Over in the comments, try to tell me when you guys get ready for the honey show,
If I'm doing
because I want to.
honey, I'd already have my honey getting ready. My honey just for the show would already be in the larger glass container to put in bottles later on.
Well, right, but like when you like, how long? So when should I have her on? Is my question. How long before the expo do you guys want to learn about the honey contest and the tasting and all? Well, tasting anytime, but so she's gonna come on and talk to us, and I think she's bringing another judge with her on to talk. We have to iron that out. And then I also have Jason from Queen Right Dial. He's going to come on and talk about his Queen Right Dial. Uh, who else? Oh, I have a lady I'm talking to. She's going to come on about cranberry honey, like real cranberry honey from the bogs of the cranberries or something. I didn't know anything about it. So I reached
Me
out and
either.
said, come on and talk to us. So if I find a topic or some sort of discussion going on Facebook or another chat, and I don't know anything about it, you're invited to come on and talk.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so that's some of the things I have in store for my chats, my upcoming chats on Tuesday night.
Tuesday's chat. Yeah, what do we
I
got?
also changed
32 people? No.
it's Beekeeping with Nancy.
Yeah, you changed your name back.
Yep. And I also have my my YouTube channel is now Beekeeping with Nancy, and I also have a Gmail, Beekeeping with Nancy at Gmail for questions.
Right.
So say we're on this chat and you have a question, and for whatever reason you're driving, you can't type it in, or you're not familiar with how it works, or you just don't want to have your name out there. You can email me the questions, and I am going to go check my email here in another minute to see if anything came in. And then I'll read your question when we're live and answer it. So it's beekeepingwithnancy@gmail.com.
Oh, I have one more suggestion for Rickshire. Also, you can move that four frame split hive to a different location. That way, all the robber bees don't know where it is, and they have to re-find it. So that can also help. And if they got food in them, you can close them up for 3 days. You can close them up, move them, and then open them up after the third night in a new location. That will help too. I hope he's still on. I just thought of that.
Okay. He's planning on moving them in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Keith Spillman, how did you sell 1 billion pounds of honey between now and then? That's what I want to know. How did you sell all that honey, that huge harvest you had?
Hey, Clay.
And how much did you
Yeah,
actually harvest? I don't remember your final numbers, Keith. I don't remember what your final numbers were. But
a couple thousand pounds. Yeah.
yeah, it takes me all year to sell 4,000 pounds, and I do about 40 markets.
Hey, we can get Clay on sometime. We need to get him on live. He can be a hoot.
Well, Clay,
Yeah.
the invite is, yeah, the regular people. Your invite is at the top, pinned to the top, right? Somebody tell me it's pinned to the top on
It's
YouTube
pinned.
Live, or yeah,
It's
on YouTube.
pinned.
It's pinned. Last week we couldn't pin it.
Yep. With the correct one.
So yeah, anybody that's on the chat can come in and chat live. I don't know where Joanne went. Joanne, are you still? All right. What do we have here? What's your opinion on acorn plastic frames? I don't use them. I don't have an opinion.
I bought 254 of them, and I like them.
Okay.
I like 21st Bees frames better because they're solid. But Acorn's got in their wax. The wax is the bees seem to really build them out. I got their heavy duty wax. I don't think they call it double wax or triple wax. I think they call it heavy duty wax. I got the black deep frames. I got them black too. So they're all going in my brood box. So, and they're a good price. Bill at Shenandoah Bees sells acorn plastic frames.
Okay.
He probably should be selling them. He's done 50 markets since May.
Yeah.
3
I
per
think
week.
what's he say? He does three a week. I think, yeah, that's a lot. That's a
Wow.
lot.
And he sold buckets too.
700 pounds in buckets. Oh man. Your fall, the big hunting season, you took a hit in your pocket for that. Because the big hunting season is coming when sweater weather starts.
Yeah.
You could sell it. You could have sold that for bottle prices in another month or two here.
It's getting something. Smoker. Oh, she's really. I've done that before. There you go. She's fixing her room up even more. Yeah, that's good, Keith. Yeah, 25. I knew you were over 2,000 pounds. I couldn't remember the number. So 2.5. That's a lot. I'm moving my hives around. Actually, I got a new property. I looked at it yesterday, and I plan to put 7 to 10 hives, probably 8 hives over there. I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do a little bit like Nancy does. I'm going to put 2 hives per stand. And I'm going to use double concrete blocks as my stand and put 2 hives on each, do them in groups, and then have about 2 feet in between them. Just enough to get a lawnmower in between them to cut the grass. So,
What's Keith saying here? What's Keith saying? The big honey season is when I'm selling. Y'all don't have any to sell. What? I pull back on my spring and summer markets.
I found
So
out,
I have.
well, I like to sell all year round, especially during late summer, winter, because those customers will be repeat customers.
Well,
Because I still have
yeah,
it.
and I can't take the heat. Like I don't really do July and August. I think I did one in August, but July and August I really stopped doing markets because it wasn't ending well for me after being. And I had more colonies back then, but working the colonies and sitting out on a hot asphalt payment from 4 to 9, it just wasn't ending well.
We don't have markets during the week. We only have them on Saturday mornings around where I live.
No,
So
we have them.
I could only do one a week. That'd be next year.
You can find. You might have to drive just a little bit, but we have them almost every night of the week. You can find a market.
Hmm. You don't do that around here. A little bit different with the Germans.
So Philly is starting. They have a nice market September, October, and then they have the Christmas market from. I'm not doing it. It's from Thanksgiving to Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and it's a full time, like every day for 10 hours a day. Um, I just don't. I don't want to do that. You could do only that. You could sell. You could probably sell 4,000 pounds from Thanksgiving to Christmas Day in Philly. Oh, Ravenshire, yeah. I sell from the house a little bit, but it's I sell most of it from the market.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about, let's see, what did we not talk about yet? Um, we didn't talk about small hive beetles, we didn't talk about mites. We talked about feeding. Yeah, I'm gonna feed, speaking of feeding, I'm gonna feed uh I always forget what it's called. The thick syrup.
Pro Sweet.
Pro Sweet. I got eight buckets of Pro Sweet. So everybody's looking good. I put on, I don't know, I fed for about a month a thin syrup just to keep them. I'll end with a thin syrup then too, but the numbers are coming up, the brood, they're just brooding up something fierce. So I'm going to let them sit for a little while, and then I'm going to hit them with the Pro Sweet. When they have the workforce to go up and get it, I use rapid rounds. I have one here. But when they have the workforce to go up and get that, because they don't have a fall flow, but to go up and get that Pro Sweet and bring it down and store it, dry it off, cap it. And then I'll end with feeding them a thin syrup inside the colonies too. I do all my feeding inside.
They're talking about yellow perch, fishing, trout, smallies, got muskies, and then Big
Good
Rick
night, Sarah.
up by Lake Erie was talking about yellow perch. Oh man, I haven't had yellow perch since I was a kid. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good night, Sarah. Yeah. I'll be cooking a brisket next week. We're gonna smoke it for about 12 hours, a brisket.
I'm
That's
gonna
one of
go
my
over and
goals
see.
next week.
I'm gonna go see if there's any emails over here.
But tomorrow I'm gonna bottle about 100 to 110 bottles of beer, an Oktoberfest, and a black IPA. Some people probably seen my post.
Yeah, you talked about it last week. You made it last week.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. It's ready to be bottled now. This is the first time I brewed in almost 2.5 years. Yeah, smoked brisket. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
here's something.
No, I did my beer in the did
Beer.
outside. I did that outside too, so that counts. Now the bottling will be inside, but brewing was outside, so that counts.
Dan. What's wrong with this comment? Huh? Huh?
Men and
Um,
women.
wrapping colonies, wrapping hives. Let's talk about that a little bit. There's probably some newer folks that so what do we think about wrapping your colonies? I know you Southerners probably don't wrap, but put in the comments. Well, put in the comments, Dan, about wrapping your colonies for winter. Pros, cons, what you think, what you don't think, what you do, what you don't do anymore, what you used to do, what you want to do, how you've changed. But let's talk about wrapping colonies.
There
All
you
right,
go.
Dan. Sounds like you're trying to dig yourself out there a little bit. That's okay. That's all right. We're used to it. I know this is a man's hobby. I get it.
I used to vet my hives and I used to wrap my hives the first couple of years because that's what I was told to do. But that was like the first 2 years. Now I don't. I don't vet my hives in wintertime either because when you get that guy up from Canada that talks about CO2 and they go into that, they don't even need to eat. They go in that coma, hypnotized state, the CO2. That's how they can keep those bees for 6 months in the sheds.
Dan, his wife is more outdoorsy than him.
My wife isn't. She's a city girl. I'm an
So,
outdoorsman.
one of the things I did years ago, and I kind of stopped doing it, was my first year instructor gave me this idea. You go to your neighbors when they put all of that valuable, all those leaves in a bag and put them out for the trash. You go and ask your neighbors if you can have those bags. One of the things I do is I ask if there's any dog poop in them because I don't want dog poop. But so then I get these bags, and I've had 50 bags already a year come into my yard. And then I have my northwest prevailing winds comes across the farmer's field, and I would put these bags of leaves against that side of the colony. I'd build like a wind block with these colonies.
Yes.
So I started doing that, and it worked well. It completed its mission. My overwintering success was high, but there could have been other reasons why it was high. So then I noticed that all of this leaf debris was encouraging other critters. So I kept getting the leaves because I wanted to. So what I would do in the spring after they provided their wind block is I would cut the bag, and I would cut the bag in such a way that the paper laid out and then all of the leaves stayed on top. And that's what I put around the back of my colonies and the side I work them. It's raining here. It just started pouring. Good deal. So then these bags of leaves I get from folks as a weed suppressant. I don't put them in the front because I want that grass to grow up in the front by now. Like the grass in front of a lot of my colonies is high. Not all of them, but a lot of them are high. So that's what I did with that. And then other times, oh, hi, Lynn. You can't hear me? Well,
I
does
think it's
anybody else
her.
have a hard time?
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
I think a wind block is more important than wrapping the hives. Because if you wrap your hives, you're creating a wind block. So yeah, wind block's important. You can do one big one, or you can do individual ones per hive. I'm lucky. My hives sit down on a low spot of a hill. So, and then I got cedar trees, and my neighbors got cedar trees, and I planted some myself. They're not big enough yet. Will block any wind.
Yeah. So I used to wrap. I did wrap like my first and second year. I wrapped the whole colony, and then I realized that's a pain in the ass because
Yeah,
I didn't have my feeding down. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was having to unwrap the top, and it was just a mess. I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. So I thought, well, what if I just wrap the prevailing wind, the northwest two sides? So I cut all my wraps in half, and I only wrapped the back. And then
right.
I was still doing the leaves, and then I thought, well, I probably, if I stay out of my colonies by the end of September, October 1, if I do not break those boxes, they're going to seal them up and they're going to overwinter just fine. I let the bees do what they wanted to do, and they've been doing great. The other thing that I noticed is when I do my oxalic vaporization, if there are cracks between the boxes, you'll know in fall because the vapor is coming out of them. So I keep an eye on it. And if they are able to propolize those shut, we're good to go. If
Right.
I'm doing my vaporization and I'm seeing that vapor come out between the boxes and they're out of time, they're not going to be able to get any more resin. They're not going to have the heat to maneuver it. Then I'll run duct tape. I'll run duct tape over wherever the vapor is leaking out.
And snow's a good insulator. I still can't believe when Brad up in Canada mentioned a couple years ago that he had I don't know how many hives. He had a bunch of hives that were under 6 feet of snow all winter.
Yeah.
And then none of those died. They all survived. The ones he had in the storage shed or out in his yard, I think he had died.
Yeah.
So yeah, those suckers had to
We
be
don't
in
get
big
snow.
CO2.
We don't get enough. We get snow. I mean, our snowpack is we don't even really get snow. I mean, I'm trying to even think
Yeah, I don't
I
get
can't
enough to
even
cover my hives up.
I can't
No, I
even
don't know.
remember the last snow. I mean, we get a lot of snow. We'll get 12 inches. However,
Back in
if it lasts a week, we're lucky. It doesn't
back in
last the duration.
back in 77, 78, we had a 14-foot snowstorm. Got down to 25 below too. One of the biggest blizzards that hit the Midwest. I still remember that. I was 16 years old. That was perfect. 17 years old. I made more money that year than I ever made shoveling snow.
Yeah, Dan's mentioning, I think 93. That's the
Yeah,
last one the last one I remember. I think that was the one where I had a Cadillac. I had a big old Cadillac back in 93, and snow had drifted. I mean, this was a big it was a 1984 Coupe de Ville. So it was a monster. This Cadillac was a monster. And the snow drift had come so high that it covered the whole car and went up the roof of my house. So you never even knew that car was in there. That was 93, I want to say. My daughter was young. Yeah, let's hope. Oh man, I'd love a big blizzard. I love it. 4 foot. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Dan, you're out there by Pittsburgh. I don't know what we had in Philly that year. I was in Lancaster. I lived west of
yeah.
where I am
I
now, and
know 93 was a bad year for my area. I don't remember the specifics. I remember the cars got covered, so
I
we,
think
we
we got
got a few
36
feet.
inches. So
Yeah,
36 inches would be what, 3 feet? I think that I don't hold
3 feet.
me to that, but sounds something like
I think this winter is going to be a bad winter. The
well,
summer,
it's supposed to be long. The fall's supposed to.
and we've had cold. I've had cold fronts this whole summer. We don't get cold fronts in the summertime, and we did this year. And the number of 90-degree days was real low this year. Not the lowest, but low. So we didn't get near as hot as we normally get. We had a few hot days. We did get up to 95, 97 a couple times, but that we didn't have that many. I think we only had like 22 or 25, 23 90s. And our average is like 50 or 60, 50 to 60 90s per year. So we only got a third of our 90s this year. So it's been a cold summer in respect to normal.
Yeah. So this is Luna, my cat, which we never see downstairs because that's Louie's territory. But now my new studio is in the cat's room. So this is Luna.
My wife's allergic to
Compliments of
cats,
my
so we don't
daughter.
have cats.
She's still
So,
skittish. All these years later, I don't know how old she's. I think she's like 7 years old. She's still skittish.
wow.
Hi, Tiny Creek. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, Tiny Creek. Glad you could make it.
Still no DC? Can't believe it. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. Luna. Yes, Luna. Yeah, you see snow blowers here, Northeast Philly or
I like
Northeast Philly
Dan's
here.
comment.
You see
I
them
do
out
the
for sale
exact
all the
same
time.
thing, Dan. I still have it. In fact, I'm going to be firing it up in a couple weeks. I fire it up every year just to make sure it runs. And
Yeah, we see them for sale in driveways and stuff. My husband does the driveway by hand. He needs the exercise. We have a pretty long
well,
driveway too.
I live on a private drive, third of a mile back.
What?
So we have to take care of our own.
What the heck, Tiny Creek? It's too early for Dead House. What happened? 14 to
Wow.
3? Oh dear. What happened? Why? Why? What? Slime outs? What happened? Oh no.
Where's Tiny Creek located? I can't remember.
Yeah, but someone's got to be doing the robbing. Tiny Creek. Let me look here. I want to say Maryland. My memory is not. And you know who else we haven't seen in a long time? Good Enough. We got to put an
Yeah, good
ATV
enough.
out for Good Enough.
Right. And actually,
Tiny Creek, where are you?
Peacock
South.
hadn't been on.
Okay. Yeah, it's a skort, Lynn. I wear skorts. No, I've been beekeeping in skorts and tank tops for years now.
Yeah,
My
my
colonies, if I
beekeeping
can't
That's what I was in today, t-shirt and shorts.
go out in skorts and a tank top, then there's a situation that needs to be addressed. Tiny Creek, where are
South
you? Where are you
Carolina.
located?
Huh. So he didn't get all the rain like some of us did. You should have been busting with honey.
Yeah,
Oh,
robbing is there's more issues than an issue. There's a reason that they're robbing. Well,
um, Tiny Creek, I might have his answer. Does he has that jasmine plant? That one jasmine plant puts out poison nectar and it kills the bees.
ooh,
Oh, I can't
not
think the name of it.
rhododendron or rhododendron.
Wild
Rhodo-
jasmine? No, it's jasmine. Something jasmine. It's
Oh,
a southern plant. Doesn't grow up here, Nancy.
well,
Ew, beetle.
I did have David Hoskins in here.
There is one plant I know that's down in the south that's pretty common. I guess it's pretty invasive.
Alabama.
Yellow
Hi, Dennis.
jasmine. There you go. I knew it was something jasmine. You got hive beetles. Ew. You got to talk to Bruce. He puts down Dementia Earth, I think, all around his hives.
Yeah, but you don't want to be feeding
He,
hive pollen. You don't want to be feeding pollen patties this time of year. I don't think anywhere in the country. Carolina jasmine, Philip says. Misbehaving. Tom, where are
oh,
you at that you can feed pollen patties in August?
no way. You get hive
There's
beetles and
DC.
pollen
Hey,
patties.
DC.
Hey, DC's
You like,
here. I
he was
told
on
you he'd be
last
on
night,
later.
so I'm thinking I can only just do this side. I think the other side, I gotta sit to the side. Yeah, I got the black tablecloths on. This here is wax. This is a block of wax with a light behind it. Is that
Southern
super
Indiana.
cool?
Tom, you should be
Southern
getting
Indy.
tons of pollen coming in. Right now, there's
Yeah,
um,
Southern Indiana.
Rose of
Oh yeah.
Sharon still blooming, ironweed's blooming. There's a lot of my bees are bringing in all kinds of pollen.
I would be really leery about feeding pollen here where I'm at, Southern Indiana.
I don't
Any
feed pollen anymore. It
well,
causes
I
issues.
won't either. After these two boxes are done, or I have a case. I have a case, half a case. I was in it just today, actually, pulling a little bit out because I want to make some beetle bait with it. But I have a say half a case, half a 40-pound case of Hive Alive fondant. I was getting my fondant from them.
The only time I
Yeah,
feed,
Tom,
I'll
you better
feed.
be careful with that pollen. Tom is
Yeah, I'd only
behaving.
give
You
them a
better.
little bit at a time, a very little bit. I mean, just a little circle.
Yeah, I would only feed it up here. I only feed pollen like February.
That's what I do.
Me,
I do dry pollen in February, and that's it.
yeah, I don't do dry at all.
I don't put patties on. That means I have to get in the hives, and I won't. One of my philosophies is I don't want to get in my hives too often.
Oh, yeah. This is weird. She's like, "What are you doing in my room? And what are all these people in my room?"
Why are you decorating with all this bee stuff?
I know. Yeah, she was hiding under a blanket on the chair when I was doing all this cleaning and like organizing and dragging stuff up the steps. And
Well, good luck, Tiny Creek, with catching swarms next
yeah,
year. You
Tiny
can take.
Creek. Watch for swarms. Well, our Tom here, for swarms, but also watch Joey. Joey Rawls. He's got some good swarm um stuff, swarm boxes, and I don't do it.
Yeah. Um, Tiny Creek, you can take next spring. You can take one of your bigger hives and sacrifice it and make 7, 10 splits out of it. Force it into swarm mode, and then take those each frame out and make a split with it. Two frame splits, 3 frame splits, and leave them one frame and 1 frame of brood. Then you can catch swarms. You can do that earlier, and then when you catch swarms, you can add those frames of bees back to those hives. I kind of did that this year to expand. Hive number 1, I grafted from, and then I split that hive. And then I caught 5 or 6 swarms. I took the queen and 2 frames and put her in a 5 frame nuke, and then I took the bees into the hives of all those splits just to give them forager bees. Worked out pretty good. Okay. Yep, that works. I do 19-gallon totes, blue or purple ones, and make 9 frame swarm traps out of them with about 6 inches below the frames. And they work really well. And they're light, they're easy. And I don't put any of my swarm trap in trees anymore. Um, I put all mine against building structures, anywhere from 6 inches off the ground to 6 or 7 feet. I don't like getting up on ladders anymore either. So every one of my hives catch swarms. Building structures, houses, barns, sheds work great. And I put them on the north side in the shade because they get too hot. Keep them in the sun.
Yeah, I think you're onto something with that. With the northern side, like I don't know, something about that just I don't know. I just think there's something to that.
Well, bees like to be in the shade. They don't like to be in the sun. When they're in
Yeah, I
trees,
was
they're in the
brushing the
shade.
cat and the computer and everything went off the table. Granny, hey Lisa,
Three
nice to
years
see
ago,
ya.
Nancy, I talked to Randy Dirt Rooster, 628 Dirt Rooster, and I asked him, I said, when you do all these cutouts, I noticed on your pictures you're always on the north side of the house. And I said the same thing to Mr. Ed. I said, you're always on the north side of the house, you're in the shade. So I don't see you doing it in the sun. He goes, I never thought about it. So the next year when I saw him at the that was at Surville the second year, he told me I was 100% correct. He said all his cutouts are on the north side of the house. He said he had one exception, and there was a huge big oak tree shading the northeast corner of the house, and they were on the east corner of the house. So I put all my swarm traps on the north side of the house, or shed, or barn, because that's where bees are looking, north side. So if I put them on a tree, I'll put them on the north side of the tree, in the shade. Yeah, yeah. They like buildings, right? Buildings are great. Garages. I got a silo at one of my friends' nursery, flower plant nursery, and I put them on the north side of the silo, and I catch a swarm every year. And they're big concrete silos. Some, whatever structure you can find, not trees. And I don't hang them. I just set them on something. I set them on a chair. If I can find an old plastic chair, I just set them in a chair and strap them down. Take a
Well, I
ratchet
don't
and
have
strap.
any trees. I don't have trees, or I have a shed, but it's too many groundhog holes. But I don't really have any trees on my property. So all the my swarms go towards the farmer's field, which is northwest. So I did trash pick a ladder, a wooden ladder. Now, nobody in their right mind would climb this ladder. Like, it's not, it's for decor. I would use, well, anyway, so it's big. It's like 10 foot tall. So what I did was I strapped a 5 frame nuke on it and set it out in front of this bush that it always gets a
We got
swarm every
Lisa
year.
on. Hey,
Yeah, I
Lisa.
know. Yeah. She said she's not getting notifications. So
Yeah.
I did that. I didn't get anything. This is the first year I did it, but I put them out on a ladder. Put it out on a ladder, and we'll see if anything comes to it next year.
Lynn, one of Randy's videos, he goes, "Man, I'm so glad I'm in the shade. Get to do these bees in the shade." And that's what gave me the clue. That's when I asked him. And he didn't even realize he was doing that. So yeah, when they go into houses to do
Yeah.
cutouts, they're on the north side. And Ed talked about once he has traps all around the house. He goes, I never catch them on the south side of the house. These ones on the north side always catches all the swarms. And bingo, he said the same thing.
Hmm. Oh, Tom, where'd you go? Oh dear. Hold on. Tom, where'd you go? And Joanne, are you still here, Joanne? Oh, Tom, you are still here, Joanne.
I've been here the whole time. I just have been silenced. Listening.
You're in the back of the studio. Now, Tom, it's saying you turned your microphone off, Tom. That's why it zapped you out of the studio, because your microphone was off. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Now he's on a different. Okay. I have you here twice, Tom. Let me get rid of the other one.
I don't have it.
You're on twice. So kick you from the studio or ban you from the studio.
I just had to get it back on.
Yeah, Joanne, you can, Joanne, oh, there goes Tom again. Joanne, you can step out of the studio and just listen and be in the chat side.
Okay. Can you see
Or
me
you
now?
can stay on too. You can stay on too. Now here comes Tommy. Oh, what is going on here? What is going on? There's Tom again. All right.
Double?
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why my camera stopped working either. Who knows?
Okay, Ed Goodfellow. Ed Goodfellow. Let's see what he has to say. I don't know that name either. Let's read it out loud, Tom. I frequently see people talking about swarms. How intensively are you managing your bees? I'm a newer beekeeper and I either haven't had any swarms or didn't realize it. Any advice? Okay.
I can talk about swarms. Don't follow the 40-liter rule. That is wrong. You want your
What?
swarms to be at least 55 to 60 liters in size. One deep box and one medium shallow type size. One deep's about 40 liters. You want to make it about 60 liters. You'll catch swarms in the 40, but you only catch the little swarms. You won't catch the really big, good swarms, the healthy hives early in the year. I use, like I said, I use 19-gallon totes, and I think they're 55 liters approximately. I guess I could
So
always do
Tom or
gallons per
Ed,
liters.
um, managing your colonies intensively. So newer beekeepers, we suggest newer beekeepers are in their colonies every 5 to 7 days. In the beginning, you need to see things, you need to screw things up, you need to learn about your yard, you need to learn about your bees, you need to be in there with an eye on them all the time. Now, one thing that does do is it could cause them to swarm more often because you're knocking around queen cells. However, new beekeepers need to do the time. They need to do time in their colonies. As you get more experienced and as you go through the year, you would spend less time in your colonies. You might be going in every 10 days, you might be going in once a month. But
Something clean.
when you learn the the 21 days, the 16 days, the 24 days, how long it takes to get mated, how long they walk around, like all of these time frames that bees as beekeepers has to become second nature to you. And the only way you're going to do that is time.
I usually tell everybody once every 2 weeks of the first year, just for that, what Nancy just stated. Also, when you pull your frames out and you set them down next to your hive or on the ground, have them standing up a long way, because so many new beekeepers will pinch that queen. And make sure you pull out that end frame first, give yourself some space, and make sure you pull that frame out straight up and you put it in straight down. And if you do pull the queen on that frame, a lot of times she'll run to the ends, and then when you put that frame back in there, you'll kill her, you'll crush her. Wait, be patient enough, wait till she crawls to more towards the center, at least going towards the center of the frame, then put it back in the hive.
Well, yeah, and
Every
mated
year I have
queen,
my new beekeepers tell me my queen's gone. They killed her or something. And I don't say anything, but they killed her. The new beekeeper rolled her or something.
yeah.
I just sell them a new queen. And I
New
just tell them,
mated queens don't like to be in the sunlight. So mated queens are always going to be running from you. So you
yeah,
can, as you're pulling frames, you could skip one or two if she's a runner, and then you might get her. But I use a frame. I teach my new beekeepers when they do find the queen to put her in a roller cage and put her in your pocket or put her by the front door or somewhere where by the not in the sun, somewhere in the shade, so that they can relax and do a deep
Yeah.
dive inspection and not worry, So once they do find her, pick her up, pick her up with your fingers, put her in a roller cage,
First
and
year
make sure you
beekeepers,
check
I'm
your
going to be picking
pockets.
up the queen.
Make sure you check your pockets before you leave the yard.
I've done that
Yeah.
before.
Come up to the house, take your bee stuff off, and find a live mated queen running around in your pocket. Well, in a cage
Yeah.
in your pocket. Try to figure out where that came from.
Yeah. I had one in my incubator this year, and I said, "Well, my queens emerged out. Where did this queen come from? A virgin queen." And to this day, I still don't know where she came from.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, ends up in New Brunswick, Canada.
Yeah. His season is so short, quick and short.
Bruce. Yeah. Here's Philip. What's
Hey,
Philip doing?
he's out in his
Ah,
yard. He's always every time he goes on, he's out in his yard.
he's putzing.
He's epoxying his glues.
And Bruce just came on too. Hey, Bruce.
Hello.
Hi, Philip. Go dogs. What are
Hey,
you doing,
Bruce.
Philip? Tell us what you're doing.
Well, I thought I had you on my headset here, but it disconnected from that when I came in. I'm just getting ready to paint some boxes. Putting the caulk
What
on.
are
Okay.
you doing to them?
I'm going to paint them. I just built these. These are deeps.
Okay.
This is my
What's that
painting room.
in the glass there? You sealing them with some sort of
No, that's my whiskey, Nancy. It's my bourbon.
I know.
It's a little
I
bit of
figured.
bourbon.
You sealing some cracks?
This is the beekeeper treatment. Bugs me. I can't get you on my headset because I can keep talking and working if I can get you on my headset. I wonder what happened. Let's try that. Let's go blue.
We'll say something. Hello, hello, hello.
Thanks, Philip.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, that worked for me. You hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hey. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. We're on the headset now. Excellent.
We can hear you.
All right. Very good. Here, let me lower it a little bit. Yeah, I just been listening to you guys. I decided to come in and talk to you for a little bit.
That caulking gun doesn't look like a paintbrush.
Yeah.
No,
What
I'm
do you
just filling up. I'm just filling up some of the nail holes and some of the gaps. I use plywood, so it's got these little skips and stuff in it.
Yeah, gotcha. So you're prepping the boxes.
Yes, I'll be painting tomorrow, or hopefully Noah will be painting tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be nice. Someone was talking
Yeah.
last night on Bill's chat. Someone was asking about plywood, and we kind of didn't really recommend it for boxes.
Yeah.
But now you use it.
Well, yeah, I do. It's cheaper, but this plywood was given to me, so just make sure you use exterior grade plywood.
Exterior. Well,
right.
yeah, that was mentioned about leaking, seeping through, leaking, whatever you call that.
It'll delaminate if you use interior plywood. As a matter of fact, I've got probably 10 or a dozen boxes that I made from interior plywood because, back in 2021, plywood was like $80 a sheet or something. And so.
Hey, Philip, here you go. I got some honey bourbon right here.
Look out.
All right.
Look out.
Mine's just straight bourbon.
You got a little bit of honey in it.
So
Just
Brent,
sweetens it
oh
up a little
Brent,
bit.
there you go. Brent was asking. So Brent was asking about the plywood last night. So what Philip is saying is to use the exterior, and you see
Yeah.
he's filling. I don't know if you can see he's filling his cracks with the caulk, and then he's going to paint them. So I know guys that wax dipped some plywood, and it was heavy, heavy,
It is
heavy,
Yeah.
heavy,
heavier.
heavy.
It is heavier than regular wood. But you know, it's reasonably priced right now. It's only about $35 a sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to grow in numbers and you need the cost effective part of it.
Yeah, you want to get either
Hey,
CDX or
hey,
CDX or God dang it, Tom. Every time I talk, uh, CDX or RTD is what you're looking for.
yeah.
RTD.
RTD,
Oh.
Roger Tom David. That's the new
Hmm.
stuff. It's kind of replaced. You need the sheathing grade, I guess you could say.
How long does the plywood boxes last, Philip? What's the longest
I
you
don't.
got them to run you?
I've only been keeping bees for 5 years, so I've got several that I started with. See if I can find one that I started with. I know
That RTD stuff will last pretty long. I know that.
yeah, it's just a different kind of glue they use.
Yeah.
It's like a heated glue.
Hey Rodney, welcome.
And it
If you have
doesn't,
questions, put them in all caps.
But if I ever get around to doing videos again, if you see some of my boxes that are really falling apart, those are the ones I made with interior grade plywood. That was a mistake.
Hmm.
I just thought, okay, if I get 2 years, that'll be worth it, but it's not. Watching them fall apart, not cool.
okay, that's what Philip, I hope does the same thing. 8 years. Yeah, it's the end grains that will get you if you don't take
Yeah.
care of them. I wax boil dip my hives, my
Well,
boxes.
I would
Those
love to
all
do.
in.
I would love to do that, but there's nobody around here that does it on a regular basis. And if I did it myself, I never would have enough stuff to dip. You know, it takes a day to get that wax prepared.
And
I
Doug
don't.
says he's had plywood boxes for over 25 years.
25 years. Wow, yeah. Okay. Well, there you
Hey,
go. There's
Doug and
somebody that's
Rodney.
25 years. Philip, you got another 30, you got another 20 years to go there.
Beekeeping.
Yeah, DC up there in Washington State. No way is he gonna get away with plywood.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to beekeep 25 more years. That'll get me up to 80 years old. See how many hives I have then.
Hey Tom, share your YouTube on here. People are looking for you.
What?
Do you do
Oh,
you do you remember how to? I don't know how to do it. You walked me through it on text, but I got to do it. I got to do it live.
I don't
Write
see
this
I
down.
don't see the banner this time. Since I'm
So
not
EcoWood,
hosting it, I don't think I can.
yeah, you can. You did it before. So EcoWood, I can talk to that a little bit. So I did some boxes with EcoWood just to try it out. I think I bought it down at the expo. Um, so I dipped some boxes in so EcoWood. It's cost effective. It was made like, I don't know, 2 or 3 gallons. It was pretty inexpensive. And it was very friendly to use. So it's good for the environment. Like it's not toxic and all that. I mean, I wore gloves, but it's mineral based and whatnot. So you know, it wasn't the heat of wax dipping. It wasn't the mess of paint. It was nice. I liked it. I enjoyed working with it. Now, my boxes are doing fine. Everybody's okay that I dipped in the eco wood. However, it doesn't get in the cracks like wax dipping and painting does. So if you do have any warping, I use a clamp, like a large clamp, and I pull it back together, and then I'll rescrew, put better screws or whatnot in it. But the eco wood, I liked it, and it's holding up. I think maybe it's 3 years, I want to say. But I did hear that you cannot paint over eco wood. Once you eco wood them, don't paint them. I did learn that recently. Not that I was going to, but just someone cautioned against.
I think Keith,
DC, how did you like?
I think Keith Spillman does eco wood.
Huh?
Keith Spillman,
Hey, Joey.
doesn't he do eco wood?
Spillman? No, I think he's wax dipped. Spielman, are you eco wood or wax dipped?
I think he's eco wood.
Hi, Joey. Yeah, so Darren, eco wood would be rated safe for food grade, because it's just minerals and it's like an organic product. So yeah, I would think it is. We can look it up. Let's look it up. Oh, thanks, Rodney. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, I'm trying to get to 500. I really want to get to 500 by the year's end. So if anybody hasn't subscribed, it's free. So let's look up eco wood.
I need 73 more subscribers to make 1,000.
All right.
Oh. Okay, so eco wood stain. Here we go. I got
Let me look it up.
That's his sponsor. Hold on, let me go. Let me go.
Okay, no more with bourbon.
You pressing buttons, Tom? All right, let's go to. Yeah, I don't drink it all anymore. I could drink it probably like, I had a sip of my father-in-law's beer over the weekend, but I just don't drink it all.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I stopped brewing beer 2.5 years ago because I was too busy beekeeping. But a friend of mine I ran into at a festival, that's one of the top members of a German society club, asked me to brew a couple beers for them.
So here's the eco wood treatment, non-toxic.
Wood stain. Mineral-based waterproof stain, I guess.
It's very rustic looking. If I remember next week, here we can go to frequent. If I remember next week, I'll bring a box up here so y'all can see it. Okay, how is eco wood treatment non-toxic? It has been tested by independent laboratory tests to determine there are no harmful substances to the environment, air, water, soil, plant, trees. It contains no solvents and no chemicals. The natural weathering process results in high UV protection. I didn't know that part. Eco wood treatment is safe to use around children, playgrounds.
So it doesn't have any minerals in it either. So they make it from propolis.
And is it saying here? I thought it was. It's not. Does it say what it is?
No, it doesn't say. And somebody posted that they won't say. Yeah, they keep their ingredients a secret.
I was under the videos. Here you go. I was under the impression, or thought I heard or read or whatever, that it is like mineral based. It's something from the earth.
Yeah.
Each gallon has 3 drops of unicorn blood.
Unicorn.
Yeah. I got a couple of those to sell you, Philip.
Oh, check this out. Under the gallery. Check this out. Can you see that?
What's
There
that?
you go.
Now, neither one of my boxes mostly look like the deeps on top here, well, that's an inner cover. But these top ones, but neither one of my boxes really look like that. Let's see
Neither
if
of
there's
mine.
another. Oh, here's more beekeeper. Here's more. Let's see what. It's small. Can't really see that.
Oh, security.
I think my boxes end up looking more kind of like that, like a silver looking, you know.
Mine
I
look
don't know.
orange a little bit.
I would try it. I definitely recommend it. I would recommend it. Just get yourself a container of it, and or it comes in a powder. Comes in a powder. You put it in the tub. Frederick Dunn has a good video on how to use eco wood. Yeah, Rodney Middleton. Yeah, you can dunk your kids in it. Hey, Vincent. He's had okay, here you go. Eco wood treatment boxes for about 5 years. No rot, but corners will swell. You gotta make sure you screw. Yeah. So right, that's what I was saying, Vince. So sometimes my boxes kind of bow a little bit, and then I'll take a clamp and clamp them for a day, whatever, and then adjust whatever needs to happen. Like I put a new screw in it, or I bang the nail back in, or whatever. Here you go, propriety mix. Thanks, Google Spillman. Mix of natural mineral plant extracts, but it is known to contain boron, and it's advertised as being free of solvents. What's boron? Contains boron. Here we go. Next one. The formula is a powder concentration that dissolves in water, creating a non-toxic water-based solution that penetrates wood fibers to prevent long-lasting, maintenance-free protection against fungi and insects.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Natural mineral, let's see what do you say here? Natural mineral and plant extracts. Okay. Boron. What's boron, Keith? Boron.
It's a
So Keith,
metalloid metal.
do you use eco wood, or are you wax dipped? Hi, honey. Do me a favor. I'm coming.
a chemical element. Boron's a chemical element. Yeah. It's in boric acid. It's in plants. It's common. Yeah. I use microcrystalline and a little bit of propylene wax oil in my hives. Oh, we lost Philip. So I don't know we lost Nancy too. So me. I've never used it. I just use solid maple boards and I wax dip them. The maple's a bit lighter than oak, but a lot less expensive. I get from usually Lowe's hardware store. 3/4 inch. Pine. Sometimes I get pine. Some of my boxes are pine. 3/4 inch pine. Wax dip. Or maple. I like maple better, but it's more expensive. Because then they have all the knots in it, like pine does. There's the color. They have to be in wax dip. The ones, the background, the lighter color ones are this year or last year dipped, and the bottom ones are been out for a few years. It just darkens them up a little bit. I used to paint, so those are all fading away eventually. It's like wax boil. I used to use one of those 55-gallon steel drums. I can do 1.5 boxes at a time, or or two medium supers will fit. Yeah, hey Firefox. Yeah, boron's in all plants, soil. It's a pretty popular common element.
You probably should do it the other way around.
She's back.
Ponytail, no, just do a ponytail. Well, I'm just doing headband because.
Boron is needed in soil for plants. Oh, I took a minute of a break there. Louis needed some attention. He's not keen on me being in this room for too long. My Eco Whip dip boxes are 4 seasons. Okay. Boron.
It's an element. It's an element on the element table.
The bees don't like wool, so it's away from the bees, right? The wool.
It's a metallic. It's metallic. Boron is. It's more like a metal substance.
So in this studio I'm creating here, I'm gonna start filling it with all kinds of examples of stuff. So I'll bring an eco wood, I'll bring the double bubble. I do have a rapid round. This is what I use. I put a child's sock in here, and then this goes on top. I use a child's sock when I have a thin syrup, because then I can feed without putting a veil, without getting my smoker. I can just go down and I can just feed super fast. And then when I go into winter, part of my winterization is I will put solid sugar in here. No cap, no child's sock, just solid sugar. And then this lid goes on top, and then the what's it called? Moisture will from the heat will come up And this is a kind of like a domed lid. It'll hit, the moisture will hit this lid and then make that sugar palatable for them. It'll come down and create like a a solid, like a sugar brick. And then I also, that's easy to check too in winter, when you can just pop this lid off, and you're only in there a split second, so you're not letting heat, you're just popping the lid real quick to see where they're at. I also use this as a hive beetle trap in spring. I'll put pollen in here, a little bit of pollen patty. The bees will eat it up until the point where they run the beetles. The beetles will lay larvae, and this will become larva soup. This will just be full of hive beetle larvae. And then I take this out, I dunk it and wash it in hot soapy water. So I love my rapid rounds. I use them for all kinds of stuff. So I will talk more on that for winter. But I also put this on top of double bubble. The double bubble is below. And then I have a gap with a medium. So I'm creating that air gap. And I have double bubble on the top. So double bubble by itself, one piece has an R value of 1. When you put 6 inches between 2 pieces of double bubble, you're creating an R value. That dead space of a medium creates an R value of 13. So that dead medium, that dead space between that double bubble, reflectex is the proper name for it, will create that insulated space. Yes, DC, sugar slurry, that's a good term. That's kind of what happens here, is a sugar slurry. Now I also will take a Hive Alive fondant, the bags, and I cut the hole, and I'll put the Hive Alive fondant bag on top. Take the lid, just stick it to the side. So that medium that I have on the top of my colonies in the winter holds a lot of stuff. It holds all kinds of stuff up in there. Bees have no access to it. So I'll take this lid off, and I'll put my Hive Alive fondant patty with the cut over the opening, and the bees can go on top, and the fondant will cover this whole top.
Sure.
But this little thing here, I think they're running, I don't know, I guess they're maybe $5 or $6, maybe 10 if you get like 1 or 2 of them. But this here is a very, I mean, it is worth its weight in gold as far as what it does in the colonies for me, all the different things it does. So the best place to buy them, I would go to Shenandoah Bee Supply up in the top there. Bill can get them. I would caution going to Amazon. Do not go to Amazon, because what they do is they're going to give you crappy, if the price, okay, I think you're looking, let's look it up. I'm going to look it up here. Give me a second. But if they're selling them for $2 a piece, that's crap. If the lids will crack, the containers will crack. I'm going to find it right here. So, okay, here's Lie With. This is one of the first ones that came up. Hold on, I got you here. Okay. So it looks like they are running about $10 a piece. It comes with a cup. it's and I really don't use that anymore. I very rarely ever even put that on, but it's a cup that sits on top here. The bees can come up and feed from underneath that cup. However, I don't use that cup much anymore. I use a child's sock, and I'll either leave the toe intact, so the toe's coming out like I don't know if you can see, but the toe comes out, and then that's thin syrup. And when I thicken it up, I can cut the toe off and they can come up. They're still using that sock as traction, and the sock is still wicking. However,
Yeah, it works as a wick.
hmm?
So it works as a wick.
Yeah, wicking, yeah. And then when I drop dry sugar in here, what other thing I'll do is I'll put a little pollen in the first, and then I drop dry sugar on top. So when by the time in the winter they get to the dry sugar, and they also have a high live fondant on. Don't forget that part, which I'm also going to show you all of that as we get into that section of winter or winterizing. But so look at paying about $10 a piece for these. You can get them a little less expensive.
That's the bright side. You have plenty of honey for your 4 hives.
Okay, Rodney, you put sawdust on top. Full sawdust on top of my rapid round. What's the R value of that sawdust? I don't know, but what are you creating as far as an insulation? You know, what's happening with that?
He's probably not doing condensation type hive either.
No, because the sawdust will be full of
Moisture.
sawdust will be full, and then it'll be full of moisture. It'll be wet.
If he vents, it might be one that vents. I don't vent.
Okay, Rick, Collector Rick, you'll have plenty of. Yeah, I don't get a fall flow here, so I've always fed.
Well, he lost
see.
11 hives, so he's got plenty of honey.
Ooh, Collector did.
Yeah, and he's the one that said he lost.
No, Tiny
40.
Creek.
Oh, that was Tiny Creek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got mixed up. My bad. I do
And
I do.
Ed's up in Canada.
Yeah, he's up in Canada. I do high density boards. I put 1.5 inch of high density board. It gets to about R10.
The ants got it. I did that. The ants, and then I had to store them. So the double bubble I keep on year round. I don't have to store it. I don't have to take it off. Now I
Right,
replace
right.
it every 2 or 3 years. You know, but
Yeah, it deteriorates.
and the ants. And take that insulation, that one insulation off, and it's just full of ants.
I don't get ants in mine. I don't have ants around my hive. Too many. I got a few. Not many. Mostly in the spring.
So I just use a medium. I take my supers and I run them through a freezer. -6 for 7 days. You can't use an old freezer because they don't drop to -6. I was talking about this the other night too. You gotta make sure you got a calibrator, you gotta stick a thermometer in your freezer because you need to be at -6 for 7 days. And then you can store them in totes, the frames. They can get stored in totes. I put them down in my shed, and I don't have any. I don't. That's all I do for my wax moth. And then I use that medium my honey super medium as my wintering part of my winter configuration. Yeah, the sides, Ed. No, Ed's in Canada, so this is question, I guess, is do you need that R10 on the sides because of uh
Windbreak,
wind as a windbreak?
probably. And 4 inches for an entrance is a lot. I only run less than an inch in the wintertime. I don't want much cold air going in.
He doesn't run upper entrances, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
he's a
sure
new
he
beekeeper. I'll run only half inch. I only run 2 inch opening the whole year. 3/8 by 2 inches. And I really only need 1 inch, 3/8 by 1 inch.
Yeah, so we have voles, moles, mice, and shrews in Northeast
Right.
Pennsylvania. So all those little critters are wanting to get into the heat of the colony. They get in, and then they're like, "Oh wow, this is cool. There's honey and wax, and I can have a family in here." However, a lot of those skulls, the mouse's skull, can't get through 3/8 inch.
Right.
Now their bodies can slip through very, very tiny cracks, but their skull, and
The
I think we
skull
can look
can't get
up
through it.
too, but the skull can't get through 3/8. So 3/8 inch high, but you can be wide, but you can't be more than 3/8 inch high.
Right. All mine are 1/4 to 3/8 max high.
Screen-sided boxes. What's Ed saying here? Manitoba. We know somebody from Manitoba where they put hives in screen-sided boxes. Huh. Screen, why would you do that? They were fine all winter until they got hit by a bunch of wind that chilled the cluster and killed them. Yeah. Huh, I wouldn't want to do that down here in Pennsylvania. No, I run screen bottoms all year. Screen
I
bottom
don't.
boards. That's not gonna hurt in the winter.
Yeah, because heat rises. I don't know.
Yeah, it was an experiment.
My hives are sealed up with a 3/8 by 1/2 inch to 1 inch opening for the winter time. And the top's insulated, so all the moisture is collected on the sides, which is only R1 or half, 3/4 inch R1 basically. My tops are R10, my bottoms is
I
R
put out two
infinity.
videos. I put out 2 videos this week. They're quick little shots. One is a 5-framer that's requeening again, and then the other is just checking on it. So my videos are not that good. I don't have a microphone, but I will be getting one this week maybe. But it shows a little bit about how I do beekeeping up here in Northeast Pennsylvania. So if you get a chance, look at some of those videos.
Yeah. I did enough cutouts that they always purplize their openings. 3/8
Yeah,
to 1/2 inch.
Yeah, 3/8 by 4. Yep, there you go. Okay. Now
Yeah.
there's critters that can't get in that, no matter how wide it is, with that 3/8. Good deal. Yeah, I'm curious to see how many hives are you going to winter with, Ed?
He's a new beekeeper, so he doesn't have that many, I don't think.
That thing is awesome. What's he talking about? Manitoba gives great cover and snow that absence of one break. $12.
Hey,
That's pretty
Russell,
cool. You going into winter with 12. Good deal.
that's cool.
Hmm.
All right, so
Questions
he's
in
not
all
brand
caps.
new.
Hmm?
He's not brand new.
Yeah. Oh, 1/4 inch hardwood cloth over the opening.
Okay.
Third summer. Oh, it's third summer. So third year. That's your you know, you can get in and out of
Okay.
that third year. 85% of beekeepers quit in their third year. Is the
Yeah.
statistic. They get tired of buying bees. Um, what was he saying about hardwood cloth over the opening? Huh.
Yeah, that's still big enough for the bees to get out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right, Ed.
1/4 inch.
You got a lot of money. Yeah, I didn't start paying back until my 4th year. I didn't get enough honey to sell until my 4th year, but I was able to climb back out of that financial pit year 5.
Yeah. Five, it was about year 5 when I was finally had everything paid for and I wasn't buying that much. In the last two couple of years, I just buy like 5 supers, medium supers. Now this year I'm doing something a little different. I'm buying 10 full hives from Nobby
What's
to
it?
sell.
Say again?
I'm,
What do you
I'm buying 10 full hives from Nobby because there's nobody on the west side of Cincinnati that sells woodenware. So I'm going to supply a little bit of woodenware in my barns.
So see what Doug's saying here. If you had screen size in Manitoba, the heat from the cluster would melt the snow, fill the hive, and the bees would be dead. Really question the reliability of this. Yeah, I mean, and why would you do an experiment? He said it was Doug. He said
I
it
don't
was an
even know why they'd
experiment.
even do that experiment.
But why would you even like? What were maybe they were? Maybe they were looking at something different. Like, yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
they're
that's
looking at how fast the bees would die.
Yeah, right. Whereas beekeepers were like, that bees are gonna die, right? That's that's the end result of this experiment will be dead bees. But what else do you wanna what else are you looking for there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
University of Manitoba.
Who knows? Maybe they
Yeah,
were
third
trying to
year.
figure
Okay,
out how much.
Cluster Rick, you're in your third year. Yeah,
Maybe
get
they
through
were
that
trying to
third
figure
year,
out
man.
what a bee could tolerate, what a cluster could tolerate. That's the only logic I could think about it. You probably just did it to a couple hives, hopefully.
No, I bought mine. I bought a lot of stuff, man, because I had nothing. I mean, I had nothing.
I built about half mine the first few years.
I
Deep
built
boxes.
so I didn't have, but I did build everything, or I call it banging it together. I bought
You
all
assembled.
of my frames and boxes and bottom boards. Outer covers, I think, were already put together because of the tin. But I built everything. I put all of it together because that's how I was able to save. We have a Amish guys over here that cut everything out and sell unassembled. So I was able to bang all my woodenware. It's pre-cut, but I was able to get all my woodenware frames. I probably put together every winter. I was, creating a wood shop in the back room of my house, and you know,
9:30. Wow.
nailing
I'm
frames
gonna do
together.
it.
I think I 500 frames I built probably. Yeah.
Nancy, I gotta hop off around 9:30
Okay.
tonight.
Well,
I don't know
we'll
how
shut
much
it
longer.
down because I can't do 3 hours. I think 9:30 is a good cutoff time. That's in a couple minutes here, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason,
Hey, Jason.
we're gonna have you on here, not tonight, but we're gonna get you on here to talk about your queen right dial here in the next little bit. We gotta pick a date, people. Yeah, Ed, stop back Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Oh, good, James. James is back up to 9 hives. Wow, good job.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gotta feel good.
He pulled Ford Supers. That's awesome. So that's pretty good. Because he had to do some splitting, buying, swarm catching, something.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, he probably did a lot of split. Um, so any of the folks that won lantern fly honey from me like 2 weeks ago, I guess it was now. It got mail yesterday. Oh, you can't do a Tuesday night, Jason? Huh. Well, I don't know what to tell you. We'll figure something out. I can talk about it. We can do a giveaway, maybe. Something like that.
It's like Mondays. I don't get on bills until 9:30, 9 o'clock,
Um,
because I'm busy up to that point, up to 9 o'clock on Mondays.
okay, that's why I miss you because I get on early. I mean, 8 o'clock is, I get on early and then I try to get off by by
9:30,
9, before 9, yeah.
9. Yeah, I use the plastic double sided bubble wrap. That's my inner cover, and I
Mm,
have to replace it every few years. They deteriorate in the corners, edges. They got a big
but
roll of
then
it.
you can't, how do you feed? You run 10 frames, so you do in frame feeders?
I put a shim on, an inch and a half shim. Well,
Wow.
I feed with buckets. I put a hole in the center of it, and I feed with buckets through the
Okay.
lid. And then in the wintertime, I flip it over and I insulate with a 1/2 inch during summertime, keep the sun heat. And then in the wintertime, I flip that upside down so the inner cover, the double bubble wraps on top, and then I add 1 inch of high density board. It gives me R10 basically on the lid. And then sides, of course, are R1 or 3.9. The
Uh,
wax is probably R1.
I don't I just don't go in mine after October 1. I let them seal them up, like I said, and then if I
Oh
see
yeah,
vapor come, when I'm doing my OAV, if I see vapor coming out and they're not going to have a chance to fill it, I'll duct tape them. I'll just run
yeah.
duct tape around. Painter's tape didn't work for me because it didn't want to adhere to the wax. I have wax dipped box, some wax dipped, but I don't. I just do duct tape.
Yeah, I won't
Duct
be in
tape,
my hives anymore.
different
I got
colors.
these. I got these 3 hives that just got robbed out. I got to check. They're special. And
What
all
do we
those
used
hives
to call
behind
duct
me.
tape? What do we used to call this? 100-mile-an-hour tape or something? Remember? What do we used
Yeah,
to call this? 100-mile-an-hour tape. You could tape your car up or your motorcycle. I think that's when we used to
yeah.
talk about it more was with the bike. But yeah, you get all different colors, and then I can see them from my house. I can see it from my house, and then I can know where the cracks are, and then But all right, kids, it's 9:30. We're gonna call this show. We're gonna pump the brakes here and shut this baby down. And tomorrow is the StreamYard. Thursday night's Ricky. Friday night is Charlie, Sawmill Charlie. Saturday night, Joey. Sunday night is
Good fella.
Gunline. Gunline.
Gunline bees.
Then Monday rolls around to
Bill
Bill.
and Charlie.
Bill and Charlie. Yeah. All right. Good night, folks. Thanks for coming.
All right, night. Everybody have a good week.
Good night.
Night, Nancy.